All right, all right, all right. Make sure I'm good. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, there it is. We up and good. I think we up and running. I think we up and running. Let me see. 605 472 5400. Code 918914. Let's see what they talking about in this press conference. See if we can do that. Let's see what they talking about in this press conference. See what they talking about in this press conference. See if I can stop this sound. What up? What up, Coleman? What up? What up? What up? Let me see if I can get this press conference situated. Let's see. Stop this for a minute. Let's see what they're talking about this press conference. Then we'll open it back up. Let's see what they're talking about in the press conference. Then we'll open the phone line back up when we see what they're talking about in the press conference.
Yeah, it's early on in the season, and there was a lot of good football that was played.
You know
Um,
what? We ain't gotta wait on them.
I think for us, just
We
keeping
ain't
that
gotta wait
foot
on
down
them.
on the throttle and going. Obviously, a lot of things went right. We did a lot of great things, but we just got to keep that going. Throughout the whole game.
Yep.
Because like Clay
A lot
said,
of things did
this is
do
the
go
NFL.
right.
There's a lot of good players, and we need to be able to put them down when they're down.
I tend to disagree with that one.
Nah,
I
nah.
tend to
No,
disagree with that one.
it was just kind of the flow of the game. Obviously, give them credit. They fought hard. They played hard. So did we. And so that's just the way this game kind of went. And a few things here and there. It's a different game, but um, I'm also proud of the way our guys fought. They played hard. Like I said, there's a lot of good things that were done, and we're going to learn from that. It's game two. We're looking to be better in game
Oh,
three.
There
oh.
are
Hold on.
three
Let me turn this down.
participants in
We
the
we in this
conference.
thing deep already. Hold on
Please
one second.
announce yourself.
Hold on one second. Let me get
Jamil.
situated. Let me get situated. We in this thing deep already. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Kevin was first. I'm gonna let Kevin go first. So I'm gonna mute you, Demar and Zeke. All right.
All right, man. My whole thing is I was telling niggas this all week that this is a tricky ass game. Yeah, we was up 35. We was up 21 going into the fourth quarter, but man, I always felt Miami was a more athletic team than us, more faster. And maybe a little. They physical with that. On top of with that speed and athleticism, and when Humphrey went down. Shit start getting ugly, man. Our corners, man, our pass rush is a problem, bro. Pass rush been a problem for the last couple of years. Today showed it, man. Tua had all day to sit back there and barbecue, and that's what he did, man. We made Tua look like Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. This is a problem. Yeah, it's week two, it's early in the season, but this is a big fucking problem. If we don't have can't generate pass rush consistently, and if our corners can't stop dropping like flies, this is a problem with our corners every year. Every year. I ain't saying this mean our season is over. No shit. I'm not trying to overreact, but it's gonna be a problem and it's gonna hinder us if we can't get no pass rush and our corners can't stay healthy. And this is a horrible, disgusting, disrespectful ass loss. And this is the shit Ray Lewis said on Inside the NFL Tuesday that you got to win these early season games that come back to hurt you with seed in the playoffs. And we lost the AFC a conference game that we had
Yep.
in our fucking wallet ready to go swipe and spin. We fucked it off, and I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt.
Yeah. Who you think gets the most blame for it?
I feel like Hardball needs to get a lot of blame. He had a couple questionable calls. He went for it on 4th and 1. I feel like that stupid ass pooch kick. I don't even understand what he was trying to do. And then I feel like Mike McDonald, he definitely gets blamed. But I feel like Giro got a little stale with the play calling on the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
He run the ball with Lamar back to back. That was weak as fuck. Like, be creative. They wasn't stopping us under center when we was going play action and passing the ball. They couldn't fuck with it. So it's like I don't know, man. That's what I mean when we all was talking about situational play calling in the chat earlier in the off season.
Yep, you're 100% right. I think he panicked. I think Mike panicked, but also that's his first game where the fire was on him. His first NFL game where the fire was on him, because if you look at a lot of his games at Michigan, they were blowing people out. So you could just call stuff in your flow, and then they had the playoff game where they got beat, but they were just outmatched. So this is his first real game where he had to show his worth, and he pissed down his leg, so to speak, and in my opinion. So I appreciate you calling in, Kev. Kev, one of my guys in my chat, and I knew they were gonna come through because we have a lot of good football talkers in that chat, in that group chat. So I appreciate you, Kev, for calling through, and we'll get with you soon, man.
Anytime, bro.
Let's run with we go with Demar. Come on, Demar. Let me see if I got you unmuted. There you go. Go ahead, Demar.
Yo, it was good, Coach. Hey, look, I ain't really got too much to say. It was like the little things to me. Like, I agree with Kev. Like, I'm the one that told Kev that I don't even think he wanted to come on here and say that. But I disagree with that 4-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
He was up 14. Or was it 21? I don't know. I disagree with it because I'm just like, yo, like, right now the clock is not their friend.
Right.
You feel me? So just boom, pooch it down there, touchback, whatever. You might get something in the side of 5, and make them go the length of the field, drain the clock. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the ball back, regardless if they score or not. Now you got a better, understanding of your situation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And then I didn't understand the Fuchs kick. Like, why not just kick it out the back of the end zone? Like, I mean,
yeah, that
Tucker
was.
still has a leg.
I had my head turned when that happened. I couldn't. I missed why. Like, I thought he slipped or something. I didn't know he did it on purpose.
No, he pooched it on purpose. It's just they wasn't banking on the guy catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like the up man caught it. But like that's just, and then like I don't know, man. Like I understand we trying to be aggressive and all that stuff, but it's just me. I just like on them 4th downs, if you're not gonna like, we just give it to Lamar, what, 2 times in a row on them little QB powers or whatever. I'm like, bro, like, and I've been saying this. If Roman does not have a running quarterback, his running game is not what people think it is.
Yep.
And it's coming to light as we see it.
100% facts. 100%
If you
facts.
take away Lamar's 79-yard touchdown, how many rushing yards do we have?
Not a lot. Not a lot. Because he had over 100 again tonight.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm just, like I told Kev, I'm glad that this type of game happened at the beginning of the year and not at the end when we really, really need it, or in the playoffs or something. Because, like, these type of games, you can bounce back from these. You know what I'm saying? You could go in the lab, see what happened and stuff. And I didn't know that Marlowe was out when they started that comeback.
Right.
I didn't know that.
When they showed the replay and I saw Jalen Norman Davis lined up on Tyreek, I was yelling, "Where's Marlowe?" I didn't know he was hurt. I didn't hear. Well, my volume's down anyway because I don't want YouTube to pick it up. But I didn't know he was hurt. So it shocked me.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And the last 2 things, I think MP, if he turns around, I think that's a pick. It kind of looked like he led up to me, but it looked like if he turns around, he gets that pick on Tyreek Hill. And this might be some Madden stuff, but I swear, bro, like whenever you drop a gimme pick, it seemed like that team scores. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that ain't just Madden.
Right? If Marcus Williams catches that pick, the game is it might be over. You feel me? But nah, like, I don't know. That's a tough loss. This is about to be a long week.
Right.
I don't want to watch nothing. I don't want to go in those spaces. Like, that's just a tough loss. But I'm like I said, I'm just glad it happened at the beginning of the year. I mean, yeah, week 2 and not week 16 when we need a dub and in the playoffs, obviously. So, I mean, I think we could bounce back from this.
All right, appreciate you, Demar. Appreciate you. Let's go to Zeke next. Can you hear me, Zeke?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Coach, how y'all doing, man?
I'm chilling. Appreciate you for calling in.
Yeah, man, of course, man. So, for me, bro, it's just, I've never seen a Baltimore Ravens team have a 35-14 lead in the 4th quarter and give up and lose, bro.
28 in the 4th.
Say it again?
28 points in the 4th.
Yeah, to give up that many points in the 4th quarter. For me, I think I think it's easy for me to say Greg Roman had those 2 questionable play calls because he did. Them 2 fourth down calls were questionable. I mean, not the 2 fourth down, but the 2 back-to-back QB powers by Lamar. He could have did something different. Yes, he could have, and I feel like he should have. But if I'm going to say that would have, if we scored, that would have prevented the defense from still letting up 28 points. I don't know. Like at the same time, same token, that drive could have continued. But I'm not going to harbor on those two play calls out of an entire play call of an entire football game of Greg Roman calling a very solid football game.
I agree 100%. I
He
remember when I did count the plays up, we were at 50 plays, 25 pass, 25 rushing, and I would maybe question 3 or 4 out of them 50 at the time. So I'm with you on that.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit around there Greg all day, bro, when the defense literally folded, bro. Like, the defense folded. Like, they folded, bro. Like, they were on one early in the game, and they folded. It seemed like the defense wasn't – the way the defense looked to me, they're not meant to be on the field a lot. They're meant to be on, like – when they're asked to be on the field, it's like they can't make plays. It's like the offense got to have time of possession and all of these other things. Because at first, the defense looked like it was about to get ugly out there. It did. It looked like it was about to get ugly out there. And then next thing you know, you just seeing them score. You seeing them just gas the defense. And I'm like, what's going on, man? Like this is crazy, bro. And it's like, yeah, and then it's like it was so many miscommunications in the secondary. My thing is, I raved about how great this secondary was and how, I pretty much put my foot in my mouth because I said there's no way this secondary, and I said the front 7 as well because seeing how they played last week, I'm like the Dolphins' offensive line is not that crazy, so I'm expecting somewhat of a same performance from that front 7. Everybody minus Justin Houston was really quiet. Everybody.
Right.
I know a lot of people say Oweh was quiet. Yes, Oweh was quiet. There were a lot of holes on him as well. But, for the most part, Oweh was quiet. But everyone else was also quiet. Everybody. Matabike, Michael Pierce, Broderick Washington, Calais Campbell, all of those guys, nobody was making plays. Nobody. Like, it was a complete turnaround from week 1 to week 2. Marcus Williams got us 2 interceptions. It could have been 3. I'm not going to cry off of him not getting that 3rd pick because for the most part, 2 interceptions in a game, bro, you look at it like, okay, the defense got the offensive ball back, we scored. Like, when the defense getting on the field, it's almost like the defense just started, like giving up almost. Like, it's just like they just didn't have an answer no more. And I'm like, seeing people try – like not no one in our chat, of course, but seeing people on the timeline trying to find a way to put this game on Greg Roman, and I'm nowhere near a supporter of Greg Roman at all. I'm not a fan of him, but I'm not going to place blame where it shouldn't be placed. If it's your fault, I'm going to hold you accountable. I don't care if I'm not a fan of you or not. There's no way I'm going to blame Greg Roman for this loss when the defense gave up 28 points in the whole quarter, bro.
Right.
35-14. When it's 35-14, the Ravens are putting games away.
Yep.
There's never been a time where the Ravens defense gave up 28 points. I don't care what year it is. Even when our defense was bad last year, we didn't put 28, give up 35 points in the fourth quarter last year.
Never.
Our defense even worse.
Never.
Even more injuries on defense.
Never at all. Never at all.
That's it for me.
Hey, I appreciate you, Zeke, man. And the good thing about these first 3 calls, man, we always have passionate conversation about football, and I appreciate them calling in and just making the show is what it is, man, because they come with facts. And if you disagree, that's one thing, but they always have a way to explain whatever they thoughts are. So I appreciate you, DeMar, Kev, and Zeke for coming through. We got what's this? Horton. I got the name saved. It's Carolyn Horton. Who that? 41. Let me see. I'm gonna unmute you. Right here. Here we go. Who is it? Who we got right here? 410. Go ahead. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. I think it's a nightmare having 3 outside linebackers on game day, and I get that they're down a lot, but on that final drive, I would rather have Jeremiah Moon rushing maybe. But, those guys Owen and Houston played almost like the entirety of the past 2 weeks, and you could tell by the end of the game that they were like jogging around the field. But you just can't rush a passer for 2 whole games in a row and expect something good to happen, no matter how good your coverage is, because they're just getting infinite time to throw the ball, especially when there's coverage busts on the back end of the play. And, like, I don't want to jump to any judgments before I watch the replays of everything, but I think Kyle Hamilton was trying to do way too much in those plays instead of sitting back and playing sound defense. And I've been defending him a lot, but I'm getting worried about that guy.
Yeah, you definitely have a for real worry because I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to bash him too much too fast, but I need to see it myself. But you got a great point. But it looked like he was out of position a lot.
And, like, on one of those touchdowns, I didn't see the play, but I heard the announcer say he was trying to jump an underneath route. And, like, when you're playing prevent defense, why are you trying to jump an underneath route?
Yeah, that was the Tyreek Hill touchdown.
Yeah. Like,
the first one, I'm sorry. The first Tyreek Hill touchdown that he beat Marlon. They ran like a dig post combo, and he jumped the dig.
Did you see what happened on that second Tyreek Hill touchdown?
Miscommunication. Yeah, miscommunication between Hamilton and it's miscommunication. It wasn't anything physical. They just he thought he had help and he didn't. But again, I got a bunch of people behind you, so I don't want to cut you off, but I appreciate you for calling, and I don't want them to be on hold and hang up. But I appreciate it again, and I got a couple super chats I need to get to. So, what was your name again? Mark. Appreciate you, Mark, for calling in. Thank you.
No problem.
Get these 2 super chats before I come to you, Bob. I got 10 from Jared. He says, besides our secondary getting toasted, but our D linemen need more pressure. Our only sack was old man Houston, and that play call on 4th and 1 from Roman was cringe. Mike needs to get his D together. Definitely. I think when we did our 4th and 1 stuff, the fact that there were no receivers out there and they just knew it was some kind of run, that hurts. You at least need a guy out there so maybe you can have the threat of it being like a quick pass or a slant or something. They just sold out. They run committed. They engaged 8 and run committed. And I got a 5 from G Money says, Coach, where's Owe? And Lamar cannot fumble at the 1, but defense was terrible. You think Hamilton is ready to be out there with the starters? Where was Owe? I need to watch the film to answer that honestly. I think he should be making more plays than he did, but I can't really say whether he's playing bad or they're blocking him a certain way. I got to see it. Lamar cannot fumble on the 1. That's true. And the defense was terrible, but I think this will be good for Kyle on the back end. It's terrible right now for him, but I think on the back end it'll be good for Kyle. Bob, you up? Let me hold on. Here we go. There we go. Now you up, Bob.
Hey, how you doing, Coach? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so I just really want to hit on a few things. Honestly, like I agree with Zeke, with Kev and DeMar. This is not on the offense by no means. Besides a few questionable plays here and there, at the end of the day, the offense gives you 30-plus points. And with you coming into the offseason saying well, you want to get younger on the defense, you want to get more explosive, more talented, and invest in all assets, both with cap space and with draft picks, you can't let a team come back like that. It doesn't matter who gets hurt; it's next man up. Like we allocate so much money to this defense so that when we put up points, we close out games. It's almost like how we used to play back in the early 2000s. Hey, we're back when Ray Lewis said, you give us 12 points, that's it, it's a wrap. So now the fact that you got an offense give you 30, and you're supposed to have this so-called top secondary, stout front 7, it's just sad where the offense can give you that much points and you can't close it out. Greg Roman, for the most part, he called a great game, in my opinion. Just those couple fourth down plays, in my opinion, it should have been punts. John Harbaugh shouldn't have intervened and said go for it. Like you got a defense that's giving you 50-50 play in the early of the game, so hey, just give them breaks. Let them get great field position like they were giving you great field position last week versus the Jets. But defensive play calling, I'm trying not to show my biasness with this, but Mike did exactly what I thought Mike was going to do. When shit hits the fan, you're going to see Rick or Wick Jr. in there.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's his defense. It's his defense. It's just Mike puts his own spin on things. They hired Wick for philosophical reasons, but they hired Mike with the same background of the defense. So I'm not surprised by Mike. The discussion with blitz calls here and there where you see Michael Pierce dropping in coverage,
Right.
Clark coming off the edge and this shit don't surprise me. As this had that they had so many more blown coverage. I thought that was just because of inexperience last year, but I didn't expect it to carry on this year.
But the thing with last year is you had inexperienced players playing. Now you got an inexperienced DC. Keep in mind he's only been a DC for 2 years, one in college and this year right here. So we'll see. But again, it ain't time to completely press that panic button. But you let one get away. That's the big thing is we let one get away, and you can't let them get away in the NFL because they're all important. They're all important.
Especially in this crazy ass AFC. But the most important thing they got to do after this game is just look in the mirror and do some accountability. No more. We're gonna get better. That was all last year.
Yep.
All those feel good words was last year. It's time to actually put the money where the mouth is. You're supposed to be a Super Bowl team this year or contender. So.
No moral victories this year. No moral victories. I appreciate you, Bob. We coming through with Justin's next. Come on, Justin. Come on, Justin. Like father, like son next, and then I got Giles after that.
What's up, Coach? How you doing, man?
I'm hanging on.
Hey, bro. Look, man. This is therapeutic for us, bro. You know what I mean? You always bring it, man, with the open space to allow us vent, man, and to call in. And, you know what I mean? And then you always give us some legit feedback from a coach's perspective. And I think this game, to me, just speaking, I'm not a coach, but just knowing how coaches are, this is right up his alley. This game will set up the rest of the season.
Yep.
Not that the players weren't focused and that they weren't professionals, but they will sure enough be locked in. You know what I mean? I'm talking about when they're not even at the, the castle or whatnot. They will remember this game. And then another thing is they won't see another offense this fast. They have Mostert out the backfield, which is one of the fastest backs. You got two of the fastest receivers, and you got a tight end that can go and get it. You know what I mean? So
other than the Bengals,
yeah,
and they not this fast though.
Not this fast.
Right.
Not this fast. You know what I mean? And then we do have, some things that excuses because we locked them up for most of the game, but then Marlon went out. You start to see these people coming in. All that matters, man, because when you're practicing situational football during the week, everybody has reps, man, but still some are getting more than others. And they're professionals, man, but it matters, man, when you're taking different pieces out and you're putting them. For example, if you got. When I saw Pepe and I saw Marcus Peters on the outside going against, on the outside goal line, I'm like, oh, man, Marcus Peters hasn't been in there, because they've been trying to, carry him along in his injury. And Pepe's been in there, but he's a new guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I know they coming on that side. And still they played it well. I mean, sometimes you just got to take your hat off to the other team, man. But I'm not even, like, worried about this game. I think – what my concerns were last year was our offense. Like the other caller said, man, we've allocated so much money to this defense. We got great players, man. And I think Mike McDonald called a great game. I'd rather see Tyreek running down the field. People ain't going to understand this. Wide open. Not consistently all year, but I'd rather us lose like this than him actually beating a Frank Walker. You follow what I'm saying? Because then that's when you had that moment when you look in the mirror like, man, we just ain't good enough.
Right.
That's not what this was. That was a blown assignment. You go back, watch film, get better.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think the only perfect team was Miami. What under
70 something.
Back under the Colts old coach.
Shula. Shula. Yep.
But pay Lamar, man. I mean, come on, man. Dude played the perfect game. What else do you do? Pay this man. Stop playing. Pay this man. Offensive pass pro. I just wrote down some quick things. I'm trying to hurry up, Coach. Offense pass pro was excellent. Man, the man had time. But my thing is, like, if pass pro is harder than running, run block.
Yep.
Offensive line would tell you they would rather initiate the contact than to react. So I don't know. Greg Roman got to he got to get our tight ends and our fullback. He got to keep them from running east and west, man.
Yep.
We got to run some whams. We got to run some ISOs, inside zone, outside zone. Run north and south. Stop all of this horizontal stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like
Get downhill.
we doing too much running from side to side, man, and they're getting caught on bad angles. Like if you're not in the right place, you know. But I don't want to harp on that. But I love this game. We got a lot of new pieces. The coaches got a lot to work with. I think this was just an outstanding game offensively. We saw all the pieces working together. Defensively, man, look, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna be straight. My only problem, coach, is I'll leave with this. Pass rush, man. You know what I mean? Like who do we have? We got a middle linebacker coming in, you know, on the outside, and we talked about this, you know, all off season, man. Where was Olway? I don't care how tired he is. He didn't sniff the quarterback.
Right.
Justin Houston dude, he could have had 3 sacks this game. He
Yep.
could have had 4 sacks. You know what I mean? So, or he might, or more.
Yep.
Olway, man. Go. I'm sorry, coach.
No, I just said yep. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? And then we're gonna get better there. When Jabo get back, man, dude is he's for real. So I mean, he can just wake up, get out of bed, and just sack the quarterback. So when we're gonna get better, we're gonna be better later in the year if we stay healthy. So I ain't worried about that. I think it was a great game plan. Last thing I wanted to say also, take Bonds off the field, man. you know what I mean? Like the outside linebacker, us not having that outside presence, man. If you've seen it, they stayed a nickel. They took Bonds off and put Chuck out there, and we was just rushing 4. You know what I mean? And I don't think Bonds gonna see the field this year, Coach. I think they need to put that boy Ross out there and give PQ some help.
Yep.
Because we don't want him to get. I mean, he's balling out, man. Patrick Queen is awesome.
He missed some tackles today, but you know that it wasn't egregious like it was last year. It wasn't It's like one of the tackles he missed, they ran like a little bubble, and whoever the corner was, I think it was Jalen Armour Davis or whoever it was, they went inside, which forced Queen had to fight through the trash to get over top. And so by the time he got over top, he just missed the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, but he's playing physical, and your running back is the answer to the blitz.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just in a nutshell. So if you don't have speed coming out the backfield, when J.K. get back, we'll be even that much more dynamic.
Right.
We'll be better. And you know, and Lamar just looked comfortable, bro.
He
don't
did.
Look like,
he like a different guy.
Yeah, we'll be straight, Coach. I appreciate the time, man. Your show is great. Please, everybody, hit the like button for my guy. You know, we're at 13 likes. It's 115 watching. All you got to do is go up and just hit that thumb button.
I appreciate it.
Coach, I'll holler at you next week.
Appreciate you. See you next week. Next we got another long time guy, like father, like son. It's my first time talking to him in a minute. What's up, G?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
So I'll make it quick, Coach. Everybody made some really good points, but I just want to say 2 things. Number one, as a coach, can you take me inside the locker room, not even locker room, but like during the course of the week, what is the head coach going to say, or what is that temperament probably going to be like when he's talking to his coordinators, specifically the defensive coordinator, after a loss like this?
After a loss like this, I'm gonna go a step further. After what the Dolphins did to us last year, I'm sure he was harping on them to have an answer for the blitz zero look, and which I think we passed that test. I think I saw that look 6 times. I think they were successful 3 times, and we were successful 3 times. And as far as this week, it's all about just correcting the mistakes. You can point out certain situations where it's obvious Hamilton made some mistakes. But you think the
defense is too complex for Hamilton right now?
I don't.
He's a rookie. He's only 2 games in, but
I don't
you think it's too complex for him? Okay.
I think the game might be still too fast for him. I think and like that post dig combo, that even some great safeties bite up on that. Some great safeties bite on that dig because that dig is so enticing to go in there and get that interception. And then that guy can right off the top of your head, which is what happened. And if I'm not mistaken, think about the touchdown to one of the touchdowns of Duvernay last week. It was similar to the same thing, but instead of a dig for us, it was a curl. And they jumped Mark, and we hit Duvernay over the top. So it's the same concept. It's just it bit us. We were on the wrong side of it this time. Now, the miscommunication thing, that's just something that he has to tell Mike to clean up. But Mike has to – this could be Mike's biggest learning lesson. This could be where he, go back, see what you – like both of them should look at it and come together with notes. Like, where did I go wrong? I'm talking about Harbaugh and Mike. And now don't exclude the players from that meeting. Okay, Mike, what you think you did wrong? And then Harbaugh can have a list of things that he thought he did wrong. Then they can come together, figure it out, and then move forward from there. Because this is his second NFL game as a DC.
Right.
If I'm not
right,
mistaken, I think I'm maybe 5 to 10 years older than him. So
and we can't jump off the bridge already, Coach. You know, I mean, I understand. Yeah, today was atrocious. You know,
Right.
the second half was ridiculous. We understand that, but we can't fire a guy after a week and a half or 2 weeks, man. Like,
Right.
That's just not going to happen.
Right.
And the same thing with Greg Roman. Like, you know, so many people calling for him, calling for his head. You know, I think a lot of those people are scarred
Right.
for what happened in the past, but. I mean, if you're in charge of the offense and you put up 24 points last week and 38 points at home this week, why are you firing the guy?
Right.
You know, I know there's certain situations and scenarios where we thought the play calling because of the situation should have been better. I get that, but you're not firing a guy that put up 60 points in the first 2 weeks.
True.
It's just not happening.
100%
so
true.
They need to sit down and get ready because Greg Roman ain't going nowhere right now, man. And the last point I just wanted to say, Coach, is pay the man. Pay the man his money, man. Look, if it don't happen by the bye week, I'm going to get scared. But
it's not going to
happen. Man his money.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen, but it need to happen, Coach. I don't need no more speculation.
No.
You know, especially coming off a therapy session that we're doing right now after week 2. You know,
Right.
so I need them to pay the man.
I don't think it's going to happen because he won't guarantee. And so it's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's going to happen at the end of the year.
The game is changing, Coach. You know, we're going to have to change the way we do business with a special player. You know, you're only doing it one time.
True.
Everybody else after him, you know, not going to get guaranteed contracts, but he's a special dude. He's special, man.
I agree.
I can't imagine letting Lamar Jackson walk. Can you imagine that, Coach?
I cannot.
Being a franchise that let number 8 walk?
I cannot.
We can't do that.
I cannot.
So
Everybody
I don't
else in
think
the
it's gonna
NFL will
happen.
pay him ASAP. Everybody.
They'll pay him. They pay him ASAP, and we'll be that franchise letting Lamar Jackson walk. That's not happening. He Michael Vick 2.0 in 2022. So we're not letting him walk. We're gonna get the paper up. I'm working some overtime. You know what I mean? I'll help him out a little bit if I need to, Coach.
I got 5 on
Great
it.
show, Coach. You got 5 on it. Look, we'll take all those super chats and put them together. Or
Right.
something. I don't know. We'll make it happen. But the last thing I want to say, Coach, is great show, man. You know, I always enjoyed your show. You know, been a long-time supporter, going to keep supporting you. And I think you should change the name of this call-in show and call it Football Therapy Sessions on Sunday or something like that because especially
Noted.
after a loss, man, we
Noted.
need the therapy.
So it'll be a call-in show after wins, and it'll be therapy session after losses.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna do.
Therapy after, exactly.
So
exactly.
when I'm finished, I'll go
Appreciate
back and change that when I finish with it. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Good to hear from you.
Lab coat or something like that though when you when you do it.
Gotcha.
All right.
Giles, thank you for holding. You're up next, William Giles. Go
Hey,
ahead.
what's good? What's good, Coach?
I appreciate you for holding on, man. I appreciate it. I know it's been a minute, but I appreciate it. Go ahead with you.
No problem, man. I was gonna call in regardless today. You know, for the first time calling in, I thought for sure, damn, after the first half, I was calling in for a win, and then something I've never seen before in my life was how fast dumb points went up on the board.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and one of the things kept getting to me was that field goal because I'm like, I know in the second half you really want to go up by 3 scores because you want to play the clock management game with the other team where they got to have the ball back a certain amount of possession, and it also puts like a different mindset of how they got to move the ball and everything like that. More mistakes. When you're down by 2, it's like one big play, you right back in it. You know, it's like, and then you get the ball back, and then hey, they want to thrive and everything like that. But like the caller say, it's not time to panic, anything like that. I just, I hope Marlon's good because without the corners, like
we're looking at last year again.
Especially in this league and everything. That's why I said in the very beginning I was worried about losing Fuller because I'm like, that nickel presence in the NFL is so big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when you don't have, Hamilton yet seasoned to take any kind of role of knowing the kind of routes they're going to try to get him away from the play, in disguises and stuff like that. Fuller's seen that type stuff. So he can allow Marlon and Peters, pretty much to be free and lock up. But yeah, I'm curious to see, especially on your coaches session, exactly what the world happened with them routes.
The conference has been locked.
Times I'm like, didn't look like he looked them off. Didn't look like it was like a pump fake that made him jump a route, or it just looked like Hill just was like, go route, go. He just went straight through the zone, straight down the sideline.
Yeah. So I don't know. I won't know until I see it myself. So it looks one way on the TV copy, but the all 22 and the sideline tell you a totally different story. But I gotta look. I definitely want to see what's going on with Owe, and then to see what exactly happened on the just the drives, because the touchdowns we know what happened. It was a miscommunication on Tyreek's the second touchdown, and then on Tyreek's first touchdown there was the post dig combo, and Hamilton bit on the dig, and the post got over top of it.
Right, and the other thing is, man, I don't think I've ever seen when a team is up that they only rush 2. Like, that was weird to me, to them. Gesicki, I think his name is, the tight end. I'm like, that's, like, usually when you're up by 3, you send the dogs. You sending everybody.
Yep.
You trying to get as many, at least 5-man, rush pretty much, because you got points to play with at that time. And it's like, we played it like it was even. 9-man drop, and he comes up with the ball. I'm like, that's literally amazing. Especially with that many people blanking in the middle of the field. Yeah, so I'm curious to see, what goes down in the film session, Coach. And as always, man, have a blessed Sunday.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you for calling in, and again, appreciate you for holding for me. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got 2 more callers. I got one with no name. The area code is 224, and then the last caller will be Paul. 224, you up?
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm fine. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Vince. I'm actually calling from Chicago right now.
Okay, Shot City.
Yeah, I'm a Ravens fan, though. Been for a while. I just wanted to say a couple things. I'm a big follower of your show. Appreciate all you do.
I appreciate you for tuning in and watching the videos.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing here. It centers on attitude. So I compared this game to the Chiefs game week 2 last year.
Mm-hmm.
When we had a 4th and 1 in that game, you just knew 100% of the time we were going to get the first down.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like every 4th and 1 here, whether offense or defense, it seemed like the Dolphins just had a stronger attitude, a stronger will to go ahead and get that. To me, it's really an 80% proposition, but I'm just not sure if we had the killer attitude today.
I agree with you 100%. There are times when they just looked like they wanted their will was stronger on 4th downs, and we didn't help them because on our 4th downs we didn't give the threat of running the ball at all. We lined up with basically 10 guys in the box, 11 guys in the box if you add Lamar, and it was going to be a run, and they knew it, and they crashed, and they just like they wanted it more. I hate that cliche coach's thing to say it. It's like they wanted it more.
Exactly, and Coach, hear me out on this. I'm not sure if this theory might be out there, but when we had the ball with 5 minutes left, I kind of got the feeling that folks thought it was Justin Tucker time.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, 5 minutes left, tie game, 35-35. You shouldn't even be thinking about Justin Tucker. But I feel like we got, it comes down to attitude as well. 5 minutes left. I kind of thought that we were a little bit too comfortable with once we got in the field goal range. Okay, yeah, we know Justin Tucker's going to handle it, but I think we could have got a little bit more off the clock, a little bit more sense of urgency to get that touchdown. But I kind of thought we kind of leaned back on knowing that Justin Tucker's going to hit this. Whereas next time around, perhaps we should consider the time and greater sense of urgency going for that touchdown.
Yeah, it's at that point, after us not getting so many 4th and 1s, I think that was the right call to make. Because like you said earlier when you first started, they was killing us on the short yardage stuff both ways, when they had short yardage and when we had it. So I think the field goal was the obvious choice just then. And you got to hope your defense can hold up, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So again, I appreciate you calling. That's all you got. Hey, I appreciate you watching the show when you do and calling in this time, and hopefully next Sunday we'll have a more positive call-in show. But we got one last caller, and that's Paul, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard you announce your name when you came in. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm good. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Baltimore.
Okay, be more in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Coach, I know we can make some excuses for the rookie Kyle Hamilton. My thing is, we might as well get used to this all year long with him. I didn't think he was the better choice. I thought Dax Hill from Michigan would have been more suitable for our needs. At that spot, big nickel, safety, more hybrid, faster. But Kyle Hamilton, we want to get used to this. I want to say he's a poor man version of Chuck Clark. I mean, not available. He's nimble-footed. He got range. Yes, he's 6'4". I think the coaching staff overhyped him because he's 6'4", 220. But the tape don't lie.
Right.
The man don't got good footwork. He don't have good instinct. And I just can't. I was so disappointed in Eric DaCosta. I thought Dax Hill would have been the ideal fit because we don't have a pure slot corner right now. We don't. Dax Hill would have been ideal. I know some people might disagree because, yes, Kyle Hamilton was higher on the draft boards. And I know Eric DaCosta is true to the board. He learned from the greatest, Ozzie, the great. So, but I just said he was an overhyped player. He was very overhyped. I mean, when it came down to covering top-notch receivers in college, he was nowhere near to be found. And Dax Hill was the one I thought would have been ideal. But I hear y'all talking about Oweh. Oweh is looking like a no way right now. I'm being honest. He's looking like a big no way. he's a no way. I mean, because he don't possess the type of aggression that you need from like you talking about your Jared Johnsons, your Paul Krugers, your Dallas Thomas, guys that brought that Bart Scott. He is so finesse with no fundamentals either. And I'm just going to end it with this, Coach. Harbaugh is not going to question Greg Roman. 4th and 1. Everybody, all your calls have been talking about the 4th down. We might as well get used to this, Coach. It's nothing going to change this year. As long as Harbaugh is the coach, he's not going to override Greg Roman. So all the Raven fans in the world, get used to it because we got a stubborn organization, man. We have a very, 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 very stubborn organization. We're not going to make the changes that needs to be done. I was happy to see that we came back and responded 20 times better than we did last year. But
talking about to get the field goal, to come back and get the field goal.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. We responded way better this year. I mean, I'm happy for Lamar. Lamar definitely needs to get his bread, all of his bread. No, he needs his money. But Harbaugh, Greg Roman, predictabilities. I mean, it's. Well, I just want your take on that, man.
Now I will say the 4th downs, I was in favor for them. I'm not gonna throw the rock and hide my hands. During the game, the way the game was playing at the time, I was in favor of them us going for them. I like the call. I don't like the necessary execution. I do like the way the game was going. I felt like the caller said that in the past, if it was 4th and 1, for the most part we got it. For the most part, but this time we got stuffed like crazy. Like we were even losing yards on some of those calls. But now that I think about it, and I've had a chance to kind of think about it, the play we went the 11-minute drive when we couldn't get it in the end zone, that should have been an indication of what we were in for on 4th down. And I didn't think about that during the game, but just listening to everybody and kind of thinking back on the game and how it played out. Even though I agree with the calls, I should have, or they should have, or we all should have factored in how they were stuffing us at the goal line. That should have went into the later on 4th downs, because I completely forgot about it. But like I said, listening to the callers and thinking about it, they stuffed us at the goal line when we got the same thing. We needed inches, and they stuffed us. So. That should have went into the fact that thought process should have went into going for 4th down because I was in favor for it. I ain't gonna even lie in front and try to get on their case like I wasn't during the game. I was in favor of it. This is what I think a lot of Raven fans in general is upset with Greg Roman. Him being, I don't have an issue even with last year going forward, but if you're gonna go, I mean the master plan is to go against your ops of what they think you're going to do. You play it into the strength to what they think you're going to do, and Greg Roman plays right into it. Instead of saying, okay, this think Lamar's going to run a jet sweep to the right,
They loading up to the right. They know they already anticipating him to either do a RPO or keep it running. And it's like my 80-year-old grandma can pick this. It's like, come on, Greg, you stubborn right now. You being cocky, and you know this is the NFL defense. Dolphins are no longer the Dolphins of yesteryears. This team is ready to come. They're not playing no more.
Right.
So a nice little fake halfback dive pass or something like that, or a tight end pop, or just a fake in and out to Andrews, who's really good at that, fake going in then cut out.
They whip route.
Dolphins. Yeah, no creativity, and that's why the Ravens always get run into the brick wall, because they get stubborn. Harbaugh just sit there with their clueless look. I'm like, Harbaugh, people are not afraid of your running no more, Jack.
Right. Right.
You know, nobody's afraid of Kenyon Drake. Nobody's afraid of Mike Davis. Nobody's afraid of Pat Ricard.
Right.
You know, so at the end of the day, we got to counter our opponents by coming at them with what they least expect. And we just play right into the strength of our opponents. And luckily we have a superstar, athletic, 1 in a million trillion generation Captain Lamar that can overcompensate. But this is gonna be the theme this year. Everybody get their high blood pressure pills, get it, because as long as we got Harbaugh and Greg Roman calling shots, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of cardiac arrest this year, man.
Hey, I feel you. I was hoping we didn't relive another last year, but hey, it is what it is, man. And we got New England next week. The Thanos, aka the Bills, the week after that, according to everybody else. So we'll see, man. We just gotta get it right. I appreciate you for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, Coach. Take it easy.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I got Thomas gave 10 in the super chat. He says, "Did Ricard get a carry at the goal line?" No. He probably should have, though. Now, and I don't advocate for Ricard, but he probably should have. I was listening on the radio on the camera. He did get a carry on a 4th down, though, or a short yardage situation. He got a carry on a short yardage situation, but not at the goal line. He says it's weird that we don't seem to trust a 300-pound fullback to smash through the line in short yardage. He did, like I said, he did it once, but not at the goal line. So what I will say is, appreciate everybody for coming through, man. It's 212 people in here right now. Appreciate it. On the way out, if you hit the like button. I got my other brothers that I know going to do post-game shows. I think Lunch Break Hot Take got one coming up. I don't know if Hendo's doing one. I know he did one last week. Maybe he will. But I appreciate all you guys for coming through. What I will do is next week, if we have the following like we had today, because I know a lot of people tried to get in and couldn't, I'm going to limit. If we get the numbers like this next week, I'll limit the time, and I'll take something I learned from Vach. He played a clock game. So what it is once a caller starts, he'll start at that 5 minutes, and when that 5 minutes is up, they got to, the next guy got to come on. So that's what we'll do next week, man. Again, I'm humbled, truly humbled that you guys came through, deep like this. This is probably this is the best call-in show I've had since I've been doing it. Hopefully it'll get better throughout the season. And hopefully next week, man, we'll have a victory versus the Patriots. And I think it's the Patriots. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then we'll go from there, man. As far as my take on the game, great first half. Great first half. And I talked about it when I finished eating my tacos. It's a game of adjustments. They adjusted on us. We didn't adjust to them. And then we start falling like flies. Marlon went out. Pepe went out. I don't think Juice Man's 100. He may be 80. Yeah, we should be 2-0 Super Brother, but we not. At this point, we just got to find ways to fix it. And again, you'll get film sessions. We'll have our weekly roundup with Hendo, with Lunch Break Hot Take crew and Chris, and we'll talk about it. And like I said, I changed the name. It's a therapy session. When we lose, we'll have therapy sessions. When we win, we'll have regular call-in shows. So don't hide. As Ravens fans, don't hide from the people. Like, people that's gonna try to bash you and talk about. Don't take it head on. Answer the questions. Take the shots. Smile at them. Laugh at them. If you want to give them the finger, do that. But hey, we gonna be back, man. And the reason I tell you we're gonna be back, because our quarterback is playing lights F word out. He is playing lights out right now. So believe in your QB. Your QB gonna lead you. The defense just got to get it right. I'd rather score points and lose like this than for it to be like 35-6 and we can't score. Because what happened today can be fixed. What happened today can be fixed. We just fix what's happening on the back end, fix communication, and find a way to run the ball without Lamar running it. And Lamar didn't run a lot, but he still led us in rushing. He had over 100-some yards rushing, mainly on that big long run. So it is what it is, man. We lost. Take it on. I didn't expect us to go 17-0. So they're gonna be losses somewhere in there. And the Dolphins are a good team. That's one thing nobody said calling in. Well, maybe one or two people said it. The Dolphins are a pretty good team offensively. It's tough to defend that track team. It's tough to defend that track team. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Mostert, and I forgot to mention Gesicki. Gesicki's a decent tight end. It's tough. But again, I appreciate all you guys for coming here, man. Again, hit that like button on your way out. We'll have streams starting probably tomorrow night. Hopefully before the Monday night game, but if not, right after the Monday night game. And we'll get our weekly roundup tomorrow at 9 unless somebody has a scheduling conflict. So the next thing is look out for film sessions about the game. Look for the round table so I can discuss my thoughts with others and they can bring theirs too. And tune in for that, man. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when the round table comes up, when the film sessions comes up. And last but not least, subscribe to more Sip the Tally. I'm trying to grow that channel too. So you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me for a great call-in session. I don't know the time, but it's 5:23 Eastern right now, man. And hey, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man. Kiss your loved ones and be blessed. Peace.